Hello and welcome to another edition of Elections Unlocked. This is our special broadcast, and on this broadcast we'll bring you ground reports from all the battleground constituencies as the heat and dust picks up in the 2024 elections. First up, we are turning our attention to West Bengal, specifically to Darjeeling, a region that has seen separatist movements in the past for Gorkhaland, and since the turbulent 1980s, Darjeeling has moved on. Things have improved, particularly since 2017. Darjeeling appears, like many other parts of the country, asking their candidates, what will you give us in terms of development? It's been choosing the BJP in recent parliamentary elections since 2009. But will 2024 be different? Has the issue of Gorkhaland once again raised itself, and is it driving the poll campaign? Ritvik Mondal brings you this ground report from Darjeeling.
The green, the calmness of hills. The hustle bustle of Darjeeling belies the political reality of the region. These hills hide in itself the changing aspirations of its people, who have learned to trust democratic process after a long bloody strife of the 80s and 90s.
There was a time hoping to get a separate state. People of Darjeeling have had much sacrifices. There was a time when Bandh, protest and arson had been a major part of hill politics. But it seems those days are gone. In the year 2019, people of Darjeeling casted their vote for Bharatiya Janata Party. Raju Bishta owned this seat with a difference of 4,13,000 votes, which was highest among all 18 seats that BJP got in 2019.
Politics in the hills has seen many changes in the last 5 years. Amid a new political alignment in Darjeeling, the demand for a separate state of Gorkhaland is back in focus, and the electoral fortune of parties hinges on promises of a permanent political solution to the long pending issue. A separate Gorkhaland state resonated as a major issue in all elections till 2014. It took a backseat in the 2019 polls. Parties, including the indigenous GJM and GNLF, then emphasized on development and restoration of democracy in the region. Queen of Hills have witnessed the entry of two new political parties. The Humro party, led by Ajoy Edwards, empowered by its Darjeeling municipal election win in 2022, it wants a permanent solution for Gorkhaland to drive the parliamentary election campaign. It has extended its support for the Congress candidate, a recent turncoat, Munish Tamang.
If you go into history in the last 20 years, हम लोग को कुछ नहीं मिला. देखिए देश का बात नहीं कर रहा है, गोरखा जाति को जो बारंबार every 5 years चीफ प्राइम मिनिस्टर आके हम लोग को गोरखा का सपना मेरा सपना 5 साल. सो ये जुमलाबाजी और ये लाइज से मुक्त होने के लिए हम लोग ये जो नो टीएमसी नो बीजेपी का ये नया सोच अपनाया है.
On the other hand, Anit Thapa's Bharatiya Gorkha Prajatantrik Morcha, or BGPM, which swept the Gorkhaland territorial administration elections in June 2022, is an ally of the state's ruling party, Trinamool Congress. It supports the TMC candidate, Gopal Lama, a former state government's administrative officer.
पहाड़ की जो एक दबाव तो कही जाती है कि बिमल गुरुंग जिनके पास है, पहाड़ की राजनीति उनके तरफ है.
जिस बिमल गुरुंग को राजू बिष्टा ने उतना गाली दिया और जिस बिमल गुरुंग ने नरेंद्र मोदी साहब को, प्राइम मिनिस्टर साहब को भी गाली दिया, अमित शाह को गाली दिया सिलगुड़ी में, आपको भी मालूम है, ऑन रिकॉर्ड. सो अभी का इलेक्शन टाइम उसको मिलने का मतलब, उन लोगों को झूठ बनाने का मतलब क्या स्थिति बन गया,
क्या कारण हो सकता है?
सो ये लेन देन की बात है. देखिए वोट बेचने का बात है, हम लोग गोरखा का सेंटीमेंट बेचने का बात है. ये
गोरखालैंड की मांग तो बहुत पुराना मांग है. ये हम लोग का जो पहाड़ का जितना भी गोरखा लोग का एक आशा है, मगर हमने ये हर एक समय बोला है, उस टाइम भी बोला है, ये इलेक्शन के टाइम में सिर्फ मांगने से नहीं होगा, इसको प्रोसेस में जाना पड़ेगा, समय लगेगा, कुछ होगा। तो हर एक समय इलेक्शन के लिए कोई मुद्दा बनाने के लिए ठीक नहीं है। तो इसके चलते हमने बोला भी है 2-3 बार कि अब ये सभी का है, मगर इसको हर एक समय आप इलेक्शन के लिए नहीं बनाएंगे। और बाकी चीज पे यदि आपका गोरखालैंड भी होगा तो डेवलपमेंट तो लगेगा ही।
BJPM and TMC's might is challenged by the front-runner of pro-Gorkhaland movement leader Bimal Gurung. Gurung was with the NDA from 2009 till 2020, when he decided to dump the BJP for Trinamool. This was 3 years after Bimal Gurung resurfaced from his hiding since the 2017 Gorkhaland agitation. Bimal Gurung's GJM, once a dominant force in the area, has become a significantly weakened political entity. They have once again changed their allegiance. BJP's Raju Bista has Bimal Gurung led Gorkha Janmukti Morcha's strong backing.
हर साल चुनाव आते ही पहाड़ में जो आवाज गूंजती है और जो मुद्दा रहता है वो गोरखालैंड का मांग रहता है। क्या इस बार भी
नहीं, ये तो रहेगा ही। हम लोग तो ये तो रखेगा, जहाँ पर हो, जहाँ रहेगा हम लोग तो करेगा। ये हमारा इशू है, हमारा इसीलिए ये हमारे पार्टी निकला है, तो हम लोग करेगा ही।
पिछली बार 4,13,000 से जीते थे, इस बार 5 लाख से ज्यादा मतों के साथ जीतेंगे। पश्चिम बंगाल में पिछली बार 18 आई थी, इस बार 27 से लेकर के 32 के बीच कहीं भी आ सकती है। कुल मिला के ममता दीदी की सरकार, आप ये समझो वेंटिलेटर पे है, अगले 6 महीने से ज्यादा इनके पास लाइफ नहीं है।
Incumbent MP Bista might sound confident, but infighting of BJP in the region is an internal challenge. He has to win over to retain his seat. BJP MLA from Kurseong, Bishnu Prasad Sharma, is contesting against him as an independent candidate. Darjeeling has a strong choice to make on 26th April.
ये लोग खाली वोट बटोरने के लिए गोरखालैंड बोलता है, बाद में फिर वो राजू बिष्ट ने भी तो महाकाल बाबा का कसम खा के 5 साल में तो नहीं किया ना।
किसकी हवा है, किसकी तरफ हवा है, बीजेपी की तरफ या फिर तृणमूल कांग्रेस?
तृणमूल कांग्रेस की तरफ ही है। 10 साल हो गया बीजेपी आई, बीजेपी को हमने वोट डाला, अब तक नहीं आए, कुछ नहीं दिया।
महिलाएं किसको वोट करेंगे?
दीदी को।
People of Darjeeling will cast their votes in the second phase of election. Some poll pundit says it will be a cakewalk for Raju Bishta this time. Some believes there is a new Neta is emerging as tiger of hill politics. And some also says that Darjeeling is heading towards a new set of political narrative. With camera person Kirunjit Das, this is Victic for India Today from Darjeeling.
Okay, let's turn to our next ground report. Situated 250 kilometers from Delhi, Karoli Dholpur parliamentary constituency in Rajasthan is gearing up to witness a Jatav versus Jatav fight. Under the shadow of the royal Scindia and Dholpur families, the BJP is leveraging Prime Minister Modi's image, promoting candidate Indu Devi Jatav with Modi ki guarantee. In contrast, the Congress's Bhajan Lal Jatav is also campaigning vigorously, challenging the BJP's claim. Here's a ground report.
Located 250 kilometers from Delhi, the Karoli Dholpur parliamentary constituency in Rajasthan is gearing up for an intriguing electoral battle marked by a Jatav versus Jatav contest.
Rajasthan has 25 Lok Sabha constituencies, and we at the moment are in the Karoli Dholpur constituency. If we speak about the people of the region, they believe whether it's Congress or BJP, their issues have not been resolved. The water crisis is a major crisis in this constituency. Apart from that, there's also a lot of illegal mining which takes place in and around this region. People believe those who work in the mines, after a certain point, their health starts to deteriorate and they have no help from the government. They also believe that it's a Jatav versus Jatav fight, at least this time.
The constituency, under the traditional influence of the royal family of Dholpur and the Sindhyas, is now showcasing BJP's backward class outreach. BJP has fielded Indu Devi Jadhav, who campaigns under the banner of Modi Ki Guarantee. Indu proudly showcases the traditional turban.
कि मैं तो जमीन से जुड़ी हुई, बिल्कुल इन समस्याओं के बीच से खड़ी हुई, मेरे से ज्यादा इन समस्याओं को कौन जान सकता है। और सारी समस्याओं के लिए मैं अपने संसदीय क्षेत्र की आवाज बनूंगी, उनकी आवाज उठाऊंगी और हम हर समस्या का समाधान करेंगे।
On the opposing end, the Congress candidate Bhajan Lal Jadhav campaigns vigorously into the late hours, dismissing the BJP's claim as mere rhetoric without substance. He asserts that the upcoming elections will tilt in favor of Congress.
ये 2 करोड़ जो रोजगार हैं उनको देने का, जो 2 करोड़ नौकरियां देने का वायदा किया था, उसका चुनाव है। रसोई गैस की सिलेंडर आसमान पे छू गया, हमारी बहन बेटियों के जेवर बिक गए महंगाई में। आप समझ सकते हैं, ये चुनाव महंगाई को रोकने का चुनाव है, ये चुनाव इस लोकतंत्र को बचाने का चुनाव है।
In the high-stake Modi's guarantee versus Congress's promise, local issues hold sway. After 75 years of independence, the region still faces severe water shortages, a matter of significant discontent among its residents, affecting women who endure daily hardships.
We have trekked for almost 5 kilometers and finally we have reached the well from where these women on a daily basis pull out water for their daily chores. Most of the women now believe that party after party, candidate after candidate, they have seen so many promises, but this is the basic that anyone who stays in a country like ours requires. They are very hopeful 2024 might change the destiny of these women, might actually make sure that these hardships are not faced by them after the elections are over.
5-6 के अवश्य सब कुछ समस्या बहुत दुखी हम तो। अच्छा। हाँ, बहुत परेशानी है।
चाहे कोई बेहाता बन गए, चाहे कोई एमएलए बन गया, कोई ना व्यवस्था आई बहन जी।
The famed redstone industry of Dholpur is suffering from unemployment issues, adding to the electorate's grievances.
The very famous Dholpur stone. Most recently, some of this stone was actually used for the construction of the Ram temple. This stone is the livelihood, is actually the source of livelihood for a lot of people in the Dholpur-Kalori region. But if we speak about the problems, there are a lot of problems that those who mine for this stone actually have to go through.
जहाँ माइंस हैं, वहाँ के आए पत्थर नहीं है, जहाँ लीज हैं, वहाँ के आए पत्थर नहीं है, और जहाँ लीज नहीं है, अनऑथराइज काम तो होता भी है, लेकिन फिलहाल तो क्या है कि काम बिल्कुल बंद है। सरकार की तरफ से सख्ती ज्यादा है।
सरकार की तरफ से सख्ती ज्यादा है। तो जो लोग इसमें काम करते थे, उसके अलावा लोगों को नौकरियां कहीं और मिल रही हैं या बेरोजगारी अभी थोड़ी समस्या?
बेरोजगारी फैल रही है सर।
Historically, the seat has oscillated between BJP and Congress, reflecting a diverse political allegiance among the nearly 20 lakh voters.
It's often said in the state of Rajasthan that the road to victory leads from the constituency of Karoli and Dholpur. And why not so? Be it Bhairav Singh Shekhawat, be it Vasundhara Raje, many former chief ministers from the state of Rajasthan have been contesting from this constituency. 2024 is a very interesting elections because obviously there's a lot of jaat, there's a lot of caste involved in it. The people actually have made up their minds. They know whom they want to vote to. They also understand that for the development of the constituency, they need people who can actually promise them some things. If we speak about history, the Karoli-Dholpur constituency is extremely rich in history. But if we speak about development on some of the parameters, unfortunately, the constituency lags behind. Camera person Pradeep, this is Aishwarya Paliwal reporting for India Today.
Voters in Chikbellapur and Bengaluru rural regions are disillusioned with their representatives past and present, they say, for failing to address some of their long-standing grievances. The lack of a permanent solution has been a major concern for the residents to issues like, for example, water supply. The Lok Sabha polls are seeing a straight fight in Chikbellapur between the BJP's K. Sudhakar, once with the Congress, and the Congress's Raksha Ramaiah. Why is Chikbellapur such an important constituency in Karnataka's politics? Take a look.
An hour drive from Bengaluru, this picturesque landscape offers a refreshing escape from the hustle and bustle of city life. Welcome to Chikballapur, a district and a Lok Sabha constituency in Karnataka, blessed with the abundant gifts of nature.
Hello and welcome to Chikballapura, the land surrounded by 5 hills blessed with the beauty of nature, a home to a diverse population of urban and rural areas. But the politics of this region took a U-turn in the last assembly elections when the sitting minister, Dr. K. Sudhakar, who was involved in the key policy-making decisions in the then government, was defeated by a first-timer, Pradeep Ishwar from Congress. But this time, the same Dr. K. Sudhakar has been given a ticket to contest for the parliament, squaring off against Raksha Ramaiah from the Congress. We're going to be hitting the campaign trail and speak to some of these netas and try to find out what the people of Chikballapura really want.
A 3-time MLA and a 2-time state minister, Dr. K. Sudhakar from the BJP campaigning to retain the seat, which his party colleague B.N. Bachegowda clinched with almost 7,46,000 votes in 2019. Representing Congress is a newcomer, Raksha Ramaiah, son of a former minister.
Uncle, इस election को कौन जीतना है आपको?
Congress.
Who do you want to win in the center, Modi or Congress? Who should win?
Modi barte
Modi.
The 18 lakh strong electorate in Chikballapur includes 6 lakh Vokkaliga voters. The rest are Ahinda or a collective vote bloc mainly of minorities, backward classes and the Dalits. Until Dr. K. Sudhakar jumped ship, joined the BJP, securing victory in the 2019 assembly elections and significantly increasing the saffron vote share. Congress, however, made a comeback, winning the same assembly seat in the 2023 state elections. Despite this, Dr. K. Sudhakar remains confident in his popularity.
It's my privilege at this special phase of my life, and especially the India's phase of growth story, especially under our able leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. As a legislator, I was elected thrice and twice I was a minister here. With that little experience that I have, I would like to play my role at the national level.
The BJP leader blamed his defeat in the assembly elections on the JDS, his party's current alliance partner.
I told you Chikballapur is not a traditional BJP bastion. Earlier too, when I came to BJP, we hardly had 3,000 votes of BJP here. From there, I have taken it to 85,000. So my popularity is not come down. It was a JDS who was a hand in glove with Congress on the just one day before the election. So that unholy alliance by the local JDS, the candidate and the Congress candidate also was a major factor.
Meanwhile, the Congress candidate highlights anti-incumbent sentiments against the BJP in the constituency.
They're the ones who made these Go Back Sudhakar campaigns across all 8 assemblies. A couple of days ago, the BJP office was locked just while he was trying to enter. In Gauri Bidnoor this was. So his popularity, we rather not talk because we work. Our campaign is purely based on our promises. The campaign is purely based on the work we do for our people. These are the people that really have made India. These are the people that have made Karnataka. And we rather stand for these people than waste a bit of time on them.
Chikballapur boasts a 71% literacy rate, a figure that the Congress candidate aims to elevate to 100%.
We want to make Chikballapur Parliament a 100% literate district which is at about 76-77%. A few of the assemblies apart from this, Bagepalli and Gauri Bidnoor, are slightly on the backward side. Women's literacy is about 52%. So we need to take that up and bring that up to 100%. That's our primary agenda.
This morning when we spoke to Dr. K. Sudhakar, who is the BJP candidate, he said that just because he lost the assembly elections, that doesn't mean that his popularity has come down even a wee bit. But Raksha Ramaiah, the Congress candidate, took up the go back Sudhakar jabs that Sudhakar had to face early this year and has stated that this time Congress is going to win in the Lok Sabha elections. But the BJP is also equally expressing its confidence. We only have to wait and watch what's going to happen on June 4th. With camera person Shivamurthy Gurumat, Anaga Keshav reporting for India Today from Chikballapura.
Let's stay with Bengaluru, and one of the largest constituencies, not just in Bengaluru, but across the country with almost 30 lakh voters, is the Bengaluru North constituency. The seat, as I said, is the largest in the state, the third largest Lok Sabha seat in the country. And this time, both the candidates are new faces. The BJP Shobha Karandlaje has moved from Udupi to Bangalore North. She's a union minister. And the Congress has put up the head of its research cell, former MP Rajiv Gowda. Take a look at the battle for Bangalore North.
A BJP stronghold for the 4 consecutive Lok Sabha elections. Bengaluru North, the largest constituency in Karnataka and the third largest in the country. Home to 31 lakh voters, it's predominantly Vokkaliga. Meet Union Minister Shobha Karandlaje, shifting from Udupi Chikmagalur constituency to Bengaluru North as the BJP candidate.
Shobha Karandlaje filed her nomination from Bangalore North this morning. We need to wait and watch how the contest in Bangalore North is going to unfold, because squaring off against her is Rajiv Gowda, who is also a strong Vokkaliga candidate. And right now, as we speak, Shobha Karandlaje made a mention that Prime Minister Narendra Modi will come back to power and all the 28 seats in Karnataka will be won by BJP.
Karandlaje campaigning fiercely to retain the seat. Won by her party colleague, former State Chief Minister D.V. Sadanand Gowda in 2019, who was denied a ticket this time. Despite complaints of neglect in her previous constituency, Karandlaje denies facing anti-incumbency sentiments.
कोई एंटी इनकमेंस नहीं था, सब लोग ठीक थे, सब लोग अच्छे थे, कोई टिकट चाहते थे वो कुछ बोल रहे थे, बट उधर हम अच्छा काम किया, केंद्र सरकार से बहुत सारे संस्था हम लाया, इसलिए उधर भी बहुत अच्छा था.
She's promising solutions to long-standing issues like water scarcity.
ट्रांसपोर्ट का इशू है, ट्रैफिक का इशू है, इसे गांव में भी पीने का पानी का बहुत ज़्यादा इशू है, इसीलिए तो इसको हल करने के लिए सोचेंगे, क्योंकि राज्य सरकार भी मदद देना, केंद्र से क्या क्या कर सकते हैं उसको करने के लिए कोशिश करूँगा.
The Congress candidate, a former Rajya Sabha member, argues for change. A Vokkaliga leader, he accuses the BJP MPs from the state of underperforming.
The atmosphere around me is electric. People are charged up. They want to go out there and campaign for the Congress. They want to campaign for me. They want to make sure that the victory of the India Alliance starts from Bangalore North.
Gowda's campaign emphasizes lake rejuvenation and development.
There is also a negative sentiment against the BJP, and there is a very positive sentiment towards the Congress and towards me as a candidate as well. We will be able to do amazing work together to transform Bengaluru, Karnataka and India.
Bengaluru North votes on April 26, determining whether it sticks to the status quo or opts for change. With Anaga Keshav in Bengaluru, Bureau Report, India Today.
It's all that we could pack in this edition of Elections Unlocked, our ground report special. Thanks for watching. News and updates continue on the other side of the break. Keep watching India Today. Namaskar.